company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, an attempt robbery in Corozal. Kareem Martinez appears in the Dangriga Supreme Court to stand trial for the manslaughter of 14-year-old Laddie Gillett. Pok-ta-pok Championship Tournament to be played in Belize, and tourism on the rebound. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, January 27th, 2023.
I am ready. You're getting the new and improved me. This is nice.
I think what really impressed him was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
Bring on the heat! Bring on the hate! Start up the gunfire! Wait for the day!
It's about a relationship that hopefully many people can relate to.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Belize is watching, the page Justice for Laddie Foundation published today as the trial commenced against Kareem Martinez, the police officer accused of shooting Laddie Gillett on July 14, 2021 in Placencia. Laddie's murder prompted public outrage and a call for justice and to hold those who betrayed the oath to protect and serve accountable for their actions that claimed the life of 14-year-old Laddie. In a media release issued on January 26, 2023, the foundation said that Martinez stands accused of manslaughter in the death of Laddie Gillett. Still, there are fears in the community that a former police corporal will be allowed a plea to a lesser charge and walk away with a fine rather than serving the jail time many people think he deserves. Larry's family and friends gathered this morning at the Dangriga courthouse. Heavy police presence was observed and several Belizeans took to social media to question the reason for the blocking of the street. Meanwhile, Justice Antoinette Moore had already set out rules for the number of people allowed inside the courtroom. Only 5 family members from each side were allowed inside. One representative from each media outlet was also allowed inside. Did you know that the Maya play the earliest team sport in the world? It was a ball game using a rubber ball, and the players could only hit the ball using their hips, elbows, or knees. They were never allowed to use their hands, feet, or head. Over the last few years, it has revived in Belize. In fact, we learned today that the next Pok-ta-pok tournament will be played in Belize.
Desde el inicio de esta asociación en el 2015 empezaron a participar con nosotros. Muy agradecido con Belize porque en el 2015 me dieron la oportunidad, y lo digo con modestia, de venir a estas tierras para compartir, a transmitir y a enseñar nuestro deporte ancestral a los jóvenes beliceños. Y esa semilla que sembré en el 2015, hoy se ha convertido en un gran árbol frondoso. Y creo que Belice, una de sus insignias nacionales, es un árbol precisamente. Y aquí con ustedes, hermanos beliceños, siéntanse bien representados por sus jóvenes deportistas mayas ante el mundo, porque nuestro deporte ancestral es visto en todo el mundo. Aprovecho solicitarle al amigo Marvin Notley que transmita al señor primer ministro y al ministro de Deportes, al igual que al señor Yan Khan, el saludo fraterno, el saludo de hermano que por mi conducto les transmito a través de todos los miembros que integran nuestra asociación.
The Maya ball game was only one type of several played throughout Mesoamerica. Ball courts were often located within ceremonial centers, and usually each important site had a ball court. It is thought that the rubber ball was produced by mixing latex with juice from the morning glory vine, which contains a chemical that makes the rubber less brittle and bouncier. Ekbalam is a Pok-ta-pok team of Yeo Creek who, through its continued participation in the games, attracted organizers to choose Belize as the place for the 5th Pok-ta-pok World Cup tournament.
Estamos hablando del mundo maya. Por eso decimos primera Copa Mundial o segunda Copa Mundial o quinta Copa Mundial como la que venimos a presentar el día de hoy. Porque estamos hablando de los 5 o 6 países que conforman el mundo maya. En el 2017 llevamos a cabo la segunda Copa Mundial en Guatemala. La tercera Copa Mundial la hicimos en El Salvador. La cuarta Copa Mundial lo hicimos en México. Y la quinta Copa Mundial, justamente y merecidamente, le corresponde al hermano país de Belice, que es para el pueblo de Belice. ¿Por qué razón? Porque los hijos de ustedes, los deportistas de ustedes, han sido tricampeones mundiales del juego de pelota maya. Por eso les decía que la semilla que me permitieron sembrar en el 2015, hoy se ha convertido en un árbol frondoso, grandísimo. Precisamente por eso el pueblo de Belice merece tener esta gran oportunidad y este privilegio de ser la sede de la quinta Copa Mundial en honor a este gran esfuerzo, dedicación, esmero que le han dado sus jóvenes, sus hijos, para poder reivindicar, revalorizar nuestro deporte ancestral.
Puerto Rico and Cuba are the most recent in being interested in becoming members of the association in order for the Mayas of those countries to be eligible to play the Pok-ta-pok World Cup tournament. The economy of Chetumal, Quintana Roo is slowly rebounding thanks to Belizeans who cross the border daily to do their shopping, vacation, recreational activity, or to get medical attention. On the weekends especially, Belizeans from across the country flock to Chetumal. According to a report posted on Facebook by Alejandro Pesa, a reporter of Estado 30, close to 5,000 Belizeans have visited Quintana Roo for the month of January so far.
¡Súbele, súbele, súbele! Corozal, Orange Walk. El turismo de Belice se ha convertido para los locatarios del mercado Lázaro Cárdenas en la ciudad de Chetumal en un importante sector de ventas. Empresarios del norte de Belice retomaron negocios con los locatarios del mercado Lázaro Cárdenas, lo que ha generado un salvavidas económico para los comerciantes de este centro de abasto.
Son los consumidores que nos están ayudando, están comprando aquí. En el mercado, en toda la ciudad, no creo que solo el mercado. Claro. Porque vienen para todo, vienen a comprar víveres, ropa, juguetes, consumen, comen aquí, hay restaurantes, hay loncherías. Y sí están viniendo y sí nos están apoyando bastante.
Los turistas de Belice aseguran que en la ciudad de Chetumal se encuentran muy buenos productos a muy buenos precios.
Que venga a Chetumal porque aquí hay los mejores precios y buenas cosas también.
Y un buen trato de toda la gente que le ve.
Sí, que vengan aquí siempre a la Bolsa Elegante que dan los mejores precios y bonito y barato.
Un dato importante es que el comprador beliceño es un importante factor de la recuperación económica de la zona sur de Quintana Roo, pues se estima que en este mes de enero han ingresado a México entre 4 y 5 mil turistas del país de Belice, quienes obtienen mercancía y servicios en la ciudad de Chetumal.
More than 983,000 persons visited the jewel by land, sea, or air in 2022. In the first full year with visitor statistics recorded by the Belize Tourism Board (BTB) since before the COVID-19 pandemic. The board says the figures are a clear and strong signal that Belize's tourism has recovered and is now poised to achieve higher records in the new year. The Belize Tourism Board (BTB) is pleased with the industry's swift recovery and notes that the surge in international flights to Belize, assertive marketing in our source markets, and the strong support and collaboration from industry stakeholders were the main elements for a successful year. There were 370,524 overnight tourist arrivals, an increase of 69.2% from 2021, and representing approximately 73% of the 503,166 that visited Belize in 2019. March represented the highest chartering month with 41,909 visitors, the highest figure in a month since February 2020, when there were 50,817 visitors before the pandemic struck. In the cruise sector, there were 40 cruise ship calls on ports in Belize City and off Placencia on Harvest Key, bringing 612,533 cruise ship visitors. The highest monthly total was in December with 95,730, which is the highest charting total since January 2020, which saw 156,240 cruise ship visitors. However, the cruise ship industry has a long way to go to match 2019 figures, with the 2022 total representing 52% of the 2019 total. The Tourism Board says it remains committed to proactively and effectively promote Belize as a premier destination for the benefit of both Belizeans and international travelers, and looks forward to the industry's further growth in 2023. Coming up next, we take you to the Muffles College Business and the Science Fair. Stay tuned.
¡Es hoy! ¡Por fin es hoy!
A rodar.
¡Sí, señor!
¡Esto va a estar bueno!
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Am I missing a tooth?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Yesterday, we told you about the report on Consumer Price Index released by the Statistical Institute of Belize, which indicated that for the month of December 2022, the all-item CPI, which summarizes price levels for all categories of consumer goods and services, stood at 112.8, an increase from 105.7 recorded in December 2021. Tonight, we take a look at the total domestic exports for December 2022, which amounted to 26.3 million, down by 29% or $10.7 million when compared to exports for December 2021, which were valued at 37 million. Almost all the country's major exports saw decreases for the month of December. Earnings from crude petroleum were down 7.3 million, from 7.4 million to 0.3 million. This was due to a large shipment of this commodity that was exported in December of 2021 compared to only marginal amounts being shipped in December of 2022. Banana exports fell about 45% or 3.3 million from 7.5 million in December 2021 to 4.1 million in December 2022. Revenues from marine products were 44% or 3 million lower than they were in the same month of the previous year, dropping from 6.7 million to 3.8 million, owing to reduced exports of lobster tails. Sugar earnings also declined, albeit only marginally, from 4.7 million to 4.4 million. Among the country's other exports, revenues from pepper sauces were down by 0.3 million, while earnings from red kidney beans were down 0.2 million. Animal feed, on the other hand, recorded the largest increase in export revenues for the month, with earnings from this product up by 2.2 million. Exports of citrus products also saw some growth, rising by 0.2 million. Revenues from exports to the United States of America dropped by 8.9 million, reflecting the fact that there were no shipments of crude petroleum and reduced exports of lobster tails to this country during the month. With decreased sales of bananas and no sugar being exported to the United Kingdom for the month, earnings from this nation fell by 5.2 million. Earnings from other countries in the European Union were also down from 4.9 million in December 2021 to 3.3 million in December 2022. on account of decreased exports of lobster meat and bananas to that region. Revenues from CARICOM, on the other hand, went up from 3.8 million to 6.4 million, as exports to this region for December of 2022 included a shipment of sugar, while no sugar was sold to CARICOM countries in December of 2021. Earnings from Central America increased by 1.7 due to a rise in corn being purchased by this region. Exports to Mexico were up from 1.3 million to 2.2 million due to greater exports of cattle to that country compared to December of last year. Merchandise exports for the year 2022 totaled 485.1 million, up 11% or 48.1 million from the 437 million exported during the year 2021. Turning over to Belize's total merchandise imports for the month of December 2022, those were valued at $253.3 million. This represented an increase of 10.3% or 23.7 million from imports of December 2021, which were valued at $229.6 million. Imports grew across most commodity categories during the month, with goods destined for the commercial-free zone, food and live animals, and machinery and transport equipment, recording the most significant increases. Commercial-free zone imports rose by 16.1 million due to increased imports items such as cigarettes, tennis shoes, and male clothing items. The food and live animals category was up by 4.6 million for the month, due to an increase in purchases of various food items, including coffee, chicken sausages, and margarine. The machinery and transport equipment category increased by 1.8 million due to the importation of a drilling rig and aviation equipment during the month. Muffles College, located in Orange Walk Town, opens its door for visitors and students to view displays both in the science and business departments. From all looks, the campus was inundated with students from various institutions, past graduates, and visitors. Elmer Cornejo highlights some of the booths and brings us this story.
Muffles College is a prestigious name many Orinjo Kenyans pride themselves in identifying as my school. The institution prides itself for providing a different approach to learning, which students and teachers put on display today at its annual open day to attract students to its programs.
Today we are observing the Business and Science Fair, which we do every 2 years, and we haven't had it for like 3 years now. So the students who are participating in the science part of the fair have never participated in a fair itself. So it's something that's new for all of them as a result of COVID, you know. And the students who are doing the business fair as well are from the 3rd and 4th farm that are studying business. And the others are participating in science fair.
What is the end result of today?
Today, the business students, their main objective is to make a profit and to ensure that all the business concepts that they have learned, which includes marketing, accounting, and economics, is portrayed today, and their utmost goal is the profit of their production today.
We would say in science class it is a byproduct of your teachers. So what are your teachers saying in terms of what they're seeing as a result of the different booths of their students?
Right, our teachers are the ones who take the time to mold the students from the beginning of the year. We knew that we were preparing for the science fair, and they have their timelines, their objectives, the goals that the students need to reach. And at the end of today, they are going to be developing not only their presentation skills, but whether their hypothesis is proven or not. And that they have been doing it over a period of months, and it also develops a lot of teamwork in the students.
The Jesuit community founded Muffles College in 1953, and since then, many students have turned into exemplary people we know in society today. But it all started in class, And today, students flashed to visitors what teachers have taught them in theory.
This is our science fair, and its name is Pok-ta-pok. To comes from tomato, and capulus means coffee in Latin, because in the ancient times, Latin was the language the scientists used to speak on. Okay, it basically is, what is the effect of caffeine on the germination rate of a tomato plant?
What did you find out?
We found out that caffeine helps the process to increase, helps the germination process of the tomato plant to be quicker.
What was your favorite part of preparing your food today?
Learning and memorizing the abstract and how to present.
Natalie Alcocer and her group divulged into finding out what water is best for planting to assist farmers in northern Belize.
What we did for my group was we did experiments on plants and different types of waters, and how we came about this idea was we noticed that farmers in rural areas, they didn't have the accessibility to running water, so we wanted to come up and help them with a solution, not only economically but financially. So what we did was we tested waters on pepper plants to see which one of them would help them grow faster. The results that we came up with were rainwater helps the plants grow faster because of the minerals that are found in the rainwater. While it's in purified water, while going through the purification methods, all of those minerals get extracted. And through the top water, the chemicals that are mixed into the top water are really harsh on the plant's growth rate.
So after your project, you think that farmers will be better informed if they come to your booth today?
I do think so, but there's only one problem with this, is if we do come up with a drought season, which this will greatly affect our farmers, which they would have to turn to tap water.
For this group of students, mostly comprised of girls, it is important to produce a relatively cheap bleach. Astral Garcia spoke on behalf of her group. She says they have gotten an investor interested and they will take a hopeful step into the business.
Our project is basically the effectiveness. We're testing the different effectiveness our homemade bleach has compared to the commercial bleaches. And we did this so because we use electrolysis to form our chlorine gas that we then diluted with water to create this bleach solution. We had different stains that we chose, but the one that we could have seen the biggest difference was the pig blood stain, and our one took 122 seconds to spread out the stain, which would be easier to remove the stain. And when we use the commercial bleach, it would leave clotting up of the blood, and it would take way much time. Like for example, Coralex, which is almost in all households, it took 239 seconds, and our homemade bleach took 122 seconds to reach that stage of the stain spreading out.
Are you saying then that it is your turn to get into the market? Do you think you're going to kick out Duralex?
Yes, I feel like our homemade bleach would be better and would benefit the country of Belize, because we use seawater, and this seawater is in the coastline of our country because we are blessed to have the Caribbean Sea coast us.
And as is to be expected, the business students also had on display their creativeness as they were tasked to brainstorm on a brand name that would attract customers and turn out profitable. One such business was La Sabrosa.
My booth is La Sabrosa. Our objectives were to make a profit because we are business students, and we did meet our objectives because we have been selling quite a lot. Our booth is about hot dogs. We sell 3 types of hot dogs. We sell classic, meat lover, and chili, and we sold a lot.
Yeah. So do we get one to taste?
I'm pretty sure if we do have extras, we could give you one to taste.
And what do you think now that you've gone through the experience of doing your booth, are you ready to go into the business world?
Well, I still think I'm a little inexperienced, but I think I am quite ready to go into the business world.
Yeah. What was your best moment about preparing for today's event?
Well, the best moment was today, of course, because I got to see how people are coming in and the rush and everything, and it was quite exciting having to do cashier and then also help the others and seeing how everyone was working all together.
Did you get confused at some point in time, or did you give over change?
Not really, since I studied math a lot and it's one of my favorite subjects, so I'm pretty confident in my mathematics, so I didn't get confused when giving change.
And while Toyota was on par with her math and did not give over change today, for her principal, Maria Johnston, she was overexcited with the turnout of the event, the first for the school after the COVID-19 pandemic. What is your best moment until we interviewed you this afternoon?
I think the success of the fair overall, I am overwhelmed by the support that we have received from the Orange Walk community. I know that our parents would have been there, but to see our graduates or alumni all happy to come to Muffles, to me that was the crowning moment today. And the students are also so happy to see that their parents support them, that the community supports them, and it gives them the ganas to continue to do what they're doing in an excellent manner.
Elmer Cornejo, CTV3 News.
The Development Finance Corporation, DFC, has announced the appointment of Mr. Henry N. Anderson as General Manager effective February 1st, 2023. Anderson has served as Chairman of the Board of Directors of DFC from February 1st, 2021 to January 31st, 2023. During that time, Anderson provided the strategic direction and stewardship required to guide the DFC to profitability in 2022. Anderson brings over 20 years of experience as a senior executive in both the private and public sectors, working in agribusiness, commerce, logistics, health, and education. He has served on numerous boards locally and regionally for private companies and regulatory bodies. Anderson is a Fulbright scholar and holds an MBA from the Babson F.W. Allen School of Business in Wellesley, Massachusetts. He also holds a postgraduate diploma in health administration from the Galilee Institute of Management in Israel. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, January 20th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.